So when I ranked all the monsters in Monster Hunter World, the flagship won. When I ranked all the monsters in Monster Hunter World Iceborne, the flagship monster won again. So when I will now rank the Monster Hunter Rise monsters, will it be the flagship again? No, because Magna Malo sucks. HJ ranks. All right, now that we got that hot take out of the way, welcome back, Hunters, to another Monster Hunter video here on Hey J, where I'm going to go through all 40 monsters of Monster Hunter Rise and rank them the way the Hey J ranks, which is from the lowest, which in this case is 40th, all the way to first place. I don't do none of that S stuff. Maybe the editor does, but that's his prerogative. I just go 40 to 1. Now you're going to be like, but Hey J, there's more than 40 monsters in this game. And you are correct, Hunter. There are Apex variants, and that's pretty much it. Because Monster Hunter Rise for me was such a quick journey. I say quick, I'm pretty sure I spent 100 hours in that game, but it felt so quick and monsters just came and went so fast. I honestly can't tell you the difference between, I can't specifically tell you the different moveset between an Apex version of the monster and its regular version. So for all sakes of purposes, for all reasons, if I say a monster, assume the Apex is ranked one higher than that. So for example, if I say Rathalos is in place X, Apex Rathalos would be in place X plus 1. I honestly can't remember the difference between these, but the Apex fights were always better than the base fights, but I don't want them taking up some room on this list. So with those ground rules out of the way, let's get to ranking, starting with trash, some that can and some that can't. This fishy mermaid is another fish Leviathan. I don't know what you guys want to call it. It swims, it paralyzes, and it's ugly. It has nothing going for it. I hate it, and I don't want to fight it. So it gets 40th place. Oh, also, I should warn you all. The monsters I met for the first time in Rise actually left a greater impression on me. So a lot of the returning monsters that were in World and Iceborne tend to be ranked a little bit lower for the most part, simply because the newer monsters had a bigger impact on me. I say that as this newer monster, Somnicanth, takes 40th place, but you'll see as it clears up. The next one's the Rise exclusive too. Acnosum. Oh my god, the stupid bird. I was so subconsciously enraged with this bird. I would hunt it time and time again when I didn't even have to. I don't know why I have so much burning rage to kill this bird. It's just so dumb looking. I can't say anything good about the fight. It taught me that I can't zero-sum discharge like I used to because it shoots fireballs and kills me in the process. It's just an ugly, dumb bird, and I don't like to fight it either, so it gets 39th place. I have a feeling this list, as I look at the list, I have a feeling this is going to get controversial more than the World and Iceborne. You guys were pretty nice to me in World and Iceborne, but this one I'm all over the place. 38th spot, we got the Wind Serpent Ibushi. As my editor once put it, it's about as exciting as an old man flipping and flopping in a bathtub. I might be paraphrasing or something, but this fight was horrendous. And it was horrendous because I sucked at it, but it doesn't change the fact that it was horrendous. I just kept spending most of my time flipping and flopping in the air while the serpent was flipping and flopping on his side. And then you go and cue Proof of a Hero. So you got two flipping and floppers and you got dun da da da, no, that's not how you do Proof of a Hero. Go back to Iceborne. Look at how Fatalis fight did it. Do it that way, please. Wind Serpent Ibushi, trash. Please like and subscribe to the video and don't leave. Thank you. Next, we got, oh my god, actually the bottom 10 of this, the bottom quarter of this list is all from Rise. Bishaten, it's a monkey. I don't like monkeys. This monkey was comical and better than the angry monkey from World and Iceborne in terms of a fight. It was a much better fight. It was a funny monkey. This is a funny monkey. Rajang is not a funny monkey. He is a stupid angry monkey. But Bishaten is, actually, why did I rank him so low? He's kind of cute. He's kind of cute. He's funny, but he's a little dopey. I don't know. I can't respect him. So down to the bottom he goes. For all sakes and purposes, I think in terms of trash tier, Bishaten is probably the one I have the most fun with. But it's relative. It's not that much fun when I'm going to compare it to my top half. Next, we got all the Raptors. They all are just garbage to fight in this game. I'm so tired of fighting Raptors. And that goes, we're just going to go 36, 35, 34, which is Great Roggy, Great Baggy, Great Izuki. Trash it all. Great Roggy gets the bottom ring because he's a stupid poison raptor. And if there's one thing I hate is poison. Great Baggy, It has the sleep effect, which is just a notch above poison because once you get hit, you wake up and the effect's gone. And then Great Izuki gets the top of the three because he doesn't inflict anything on you. He just hits you like a melee user would. And I can respect that. He's not resorting to cheap tricks. And I just got to say, shout out to my great Jaggy. Where are you, boy? Why aren't you in this game? Why would we have the Ragi, the Baggy, the Zuki, but no Jaggy? Man, let's all pay respects to Jaggy. Great Jaggy. All right, so now 33, another first for me in Rise, which was Kezu. Oh my God, this was the worst monster. I am being so negative. I promise you this video will turn around and will become positive. Kezu was ugly. He was the first thing that looked like genitalia in this series, and there's no way to say this, but he was very hard. His skin was very hard, and everything, he actually made me abandon the charge blade. I hope I said that right, because my thing kept bouncing off of him because he was so hard. So then I went back to the switch axe and we sliced him up good. Kezu, oh, his scream, his ugliness, and his stupid smile. Like, just the bottom tier of these are just like stupid monsters. So Kezu. Next up in place 32, we've got Volvidon. Volvidon, again, made me bounce a lot with my weapon, which was a little bit annoying to me. And the way that he kept like gassing up and going back and forth, he was just annoying of a fight. He could be fun, but more often than not, he was annoying. He'd like just bounce back and forth. I'd get close. He'd stink bomb me. And then when I could finally start, and then he'd just run away. He wouldn't even fight me. So that I would say is kind of like the trash tier. And, you know, sometimes we just got to wash our palate from all this trash with a delicious Bokksu box, which is a premium subscription box from Japan. And I have to thank our sponsor once again this month for sponsoring today's video, Bokksu, which has a bunch of premium snacks from Japan. And you guys are no strangers to Bokksu. If you've been on this channel for a while, you all know I enjoy my Bokksu snacks. I've been eating them on HeyJ Eats if you want to check that out, where I enjoy all the snacks. But using my code HeyJ10 will get you a delicious box of Bokksu sent straight to your home every month with a bunch of snacks from Japan. Not just any snacks though, these are premium snacks. They're hand selected, comes with a nice little booklet that tells you what the properties are. If you have any allergies or dietary concerns in your household, you can check all of that. And you don't have to worry about treating yourself because the box comes in every month. If you use my code HeyJ10, you get 10% off of your subscription to Bokksu. And also, if you subscribe before December 31st, there is an extra incentive where everybody who is a subscriber will be entered into a draw to win tickets to go to Japan. Now, this is only available to residents of the US. So if you're looking for some snacks and looking for a chance to go visit Japan and maybe check out the Monster Hunter Cafe that I hear is there and that I gotta go check out myself, get yourself your own Bokksu Premium Japan Snacks Premium Subscription Box straight from Japan. Use my code. If you don't see it on the screen, it's also in the comments below. Now let's get back to, so we got Tobi Kadachi in 31st place. I haven't ranked him very high in my other lists simply because he's a beautiful boy, but he doesn't leave any impression to me, especially when you compare him next to the roster of monsters we have. He's just not that memorable, even less so in this game. Right above him, we got Puke Puke. Again, not that memorable, but this boy's got tongue. He's got such a long tongue, you just can't forget him. Kezu's got neck, this guy's got tongue, and I prefer the Puke Puke than the Kezu, because at least Puke Puke has eyes. There, I said it. Puke Puke has eyes, and he's better than Kezu because of that. In 29th place, once again, a new monster that did not leave a great impression on me, the Royal Ludroth. And if you watch my 3U video where I met him for the first time in Royal Ludroth, you'll know he had a way bigger impact on me there. In Rise, he was just a flippy floppy iguana, just the worst version of the Great Jagras. And it's very unfortunate. I did like slicing him and seeing like his banana slices being peeled off, but otherwise, from a fight perspective, he's just a flopping banana, and he doesn't go in the water, so he's not that scary. He's just flipping and flopping around going, where's my lake? Where's my lake? I need to go swim to be scary. Next, we got 28, T-Rex. T-Rex is not bad. I think we're entering kind of the mediocre area. Like there's nothing bad with these monsters, but there's nothing really particularly good. I think Tigrex was a lot easier in this game than in World. He left far less of an impression, and he's just there. Like, I don't know. I'd rather he scare me a little bit, but he's just kind of there. He's like, rawr, I'm Tigrex. Remember me? Do you know how to spell my name? Pronounce it? Tigrex. Okay. Nargacuga at 27th place. Once again, Nargacuga, he's a cool monster, but like, he's just kind of there. I wish I could cut off his tail. Like, he would probably be ranked higher if I could cut off his tail. Nargacuga, he's cool, but he's not as cool as everything else that's going to come out. Kuluyaku, come on. He's a silly bird, and it's all because he carries an egg and or a pot and or a rock. That makes him so charming. If he didn't hold anything in his hands, down into the trash pile you go. But just seeing this stupid bird running around, holding to dear life to his inanimate objects, it brings warmth to my soul and heart. And I just love my Kulu boy. He's so crazy. Right above him, and I'm thinking I should have probably inverted them, but Baroth, once again, Baroth, he's a cool monster, just didn't leave an impression. And he left a bigger impression on World as well as in 3U in comparison to Rise. Same with 24, which is Lagombi. This is like the forgetful tier. This is the tier that I'll fight it, but like I'm not going to be like, hey, you want to go fight a Lagombi? It's just not that exciting. And this was also my introduction to Lagombi in this game. Once again, refer to my 3U video where I met him when I met him in 3U. Left a way bigger impression, even though I already knew what kind of monster he was. Basilgoose, this is a fall from grace because Basilgoose was a favorite of mine in World, and I don't remember how I ranked him, but he has fallen because he's not as scary. I feel he doesn't invade as much, but he gets points for still squealing. When you smack him, he still squeals, and that's all that matters. But I wish he was... Oh, that's the thing. He's less intimidating. All the monsters in Rise are a little bit smaller. They feel smaller. They look smaller. And so he loses a little bit of his presence by being a little bit tinier. Or looking tinier. Above Basilgoose, Diablos, because I got bias and I like Diablos. Diablos, he's still a little punchy in this game, so he keeps some of my respect. So he stays at 22. Right above him, we got my other bro, like Diablos and Anjanath. These are my brothers. They're my first baby walls. So Anjanath, I actually do love him in Rise. I think he's a lot... I would say, he's less scary in Rise, but he's more fun in Rise, if that makes sense. So... Not much of an impression. These are my old friends from World just coming back. Now this one's a little controversial. Geratodus coming in at number 20 in the middle. Geratodus, the fish. I know, I say fish belongs in the trash. Don't do fish, kids. But this fish has leveled up and they made this fish worthwhile. And those thighs. This fish got thighs that I can respect. And I just had so much more fun fighting the fish. I can't tell you what they did in this game, but Geratodus, they have really elevated the Geratodus experience. And those thighs, I love. There's somebody out there who was paid to design thighs on a fish, and they get an A+ because you cannot conceive better thighs than these thighs. These fish thighs are primo thighs. All right, that's enough thighs. Here we go. Flagship of Rise, Magnamalo, 19. See, I put him above the halfway point, but he has not taken first place because Magnamalo is just not appealing to me. I don't like his design. I don't like his color. And he's just a crazy like dog. Does he move like a dog? I don't know what he moves like. I'm not a fan of his like really bulky like posterior or posterior, whatever. His chest is like really like kind of bulldogish. He's just jumping and flying everywhere and doing all of his like tail whipping. Honestly, I don't like fighting Magnamalo. And you will say, hey Jay, that's because you don't know how to fight him. And I'll say, of course I don't. Who do you think I am? I'm not Gaijin Hunter, or I'm freaking Hey Jay. I'm the lowly of the content creators. I am not the skilled of the content creators. So yeah, I'm not going to be good at fighting these things. The point stands, Magnamalo is not memorable. I didn't like fighting him, and so he gets mid-tier. And above him, we put my queen, Rathian. I have to say, Rathian, cooler in World, cooler in 3U. She is the worst in Rise, but she is still my queen. And so here she goes. Above Rathian, I'll put Rajang. Rajang has won me over. He's also like old man Rajang in this game, so he's a lot less cranky and he's a lot more fun to slap around because I know how crazy this monkey can get, and the fact that he's so slow and I can just be like smack smack smack. What's up, Rajang? What happened? Where'd all your energy go? Where'd all your anger go? And then he goes like Super Saiyan, but he's not really Super Saiyan because I can still smack him because he's so slow. It's almost kind of sad what they did to Rajang in this game. Above him, we got Rathalos. I think a lot of you are tired of Rathalos. I still think he's cool. He's my king of the skies. I love his design. I love the fact that he's a fire monster. I just think Rathalos is cool. I was going to say Rajanglos. That'd be weird. He's a fun fight, and I think he was actually more enjoyable in Rise than in World in terms of a fight. Above him, we got Barioth. Barioth, once again, a lot easier to play, but of course, I only fought him in a master rank in Iceborne. Here, he's not. I love his ice. I love the ice monster, and he's more manageable in Rise. So it's a faster paced fight. Just good, solid 15 spot. Above him, we get Chameleos. Chameleos was cool. Very cool concept. I can't say I love anything about Chameleos. I could say I love the concept, but I don't love anything particular. Once you understand the fight, his rings, his invisibility, he's a nice new elder. Not one of my favorites, but cool. Good enough to get in the upper tier of the list. Above him, we got Basarios because I love my big pile of rocks. It's even better that I learned that he's a baby. I just love how he's like pile of rocks and he's got like these wings and he's just like, out of the way, I gotta go like eat more rocks. He's got the gases, which isn't so good, but because he's a baby, I'll allow for it. Basarios, the name, the look, I just love it. And in stories too, I love the fact that when he gets angry, he looks like a bashful Basarios, which makes him even more adorable. Above him, we got Almudron, the hermit, my spirit animal. So I'm kind of a hermit myself. I'm not as dirty as Almudron, but I love this cranky hermit who just wants to sit in his mud, and he is so mad when you mess up with him. He's just like, why are you in my mud? Go away. And the fact that I had to fight him so many times to get my proper Switch Axe armor, Almudron left a great impression on me, of course, and just a funny character overall. Above him in 11th place, we've got the Arachnakadaki, my first insect monster that I ever got to fight. Spiders are gross, but smashing a spider is fun. I love how many things, it's just like cripples, and then you hit the bag, and then you hit the legs, and then you hit the face. It's so systematic. I love systematic attacks and destruction on a monster. And despite the Arachnakadaki looking disgusting and moving creepily, I love killing it, and I feel zero remorse when I slay it. All right, now we're getting into our top tier, starting with number 10, Zinogre. This is my first impression of Zinogre, and this boy slapped me hard. He gave me so many carts. Cart. And I was literally scared of this thing, and it was very poetic that I believe he was my final fight when I finished my journey, because I had to fight the Apex Zinogre, and I was so much better at playing the game and so much more ready to fight him. But man, the first time I fought this thing, this was in village rank, and he destroyed me. And he taught me how to be humble in Rise, because I was just wire bugging everywhere and being like, I'm a pro now, I can kill everything. And then Zinogre is like, "Rah!" And then the cool music is there too, which just wonderful. Yeah, he humbled me. So I always like being humbled in these games. Number 9, Kushala Daora. Kushala, I had always loved in World. It went down in Iceborne after she got a little too addicted to tornadoes. He got addicted to tornadoes. In Rise, they balanced him out a little bit better. And he's just really cool looking. And he's just so, like, the dance with him feels really nice. Above him, we get Gos Harag, which is, I didn't like him at first, but as soon as I learned that he can change his weapons in his ice hands, I just love it. He's like an Arzuros with the ice things, and he's like, all right, now I have a sword, now I've got dual blades, now I got a shield, and it's just such a cool fight, because you're like, what's he gonna pull out of his hands next? You don't know, you just got to keep fighting him. So Gos Harag, solid monster. Above him though, I do have to put Arzuros, because this is the first game I met Arzuros. He was my like little Winnie the Pooh bear, just adorable. He stole my honey, he mugged me for honey. Just a cool creature, and again, the Apex version is just better because he has a little bit more fight in him. I love how he's like using his bum to like back up into you. The slash, I think Arzros, I'm not sure if I would say I had a better impression of him here or in 3U. I love him in both games. He's just a fun bear. I love this guy. Next up, we got Thunder Serpent Narwa. And you'll notice a huge difference in where I ranked Ibushi and Narwa. I thought the fight with Narwa was so much more fun, probably because I wasn't flip-flopping in the air and I was actually like attacking this thing, and I had a big like, you know, hit this sack on me. And there was a mix of artillery. There was like one-hit kills that he could kill me. There was more stuff to watch. There was like a lot of running around, wire bugging. It felt like it used the whole arsenal of the game, and it was a really fun fight. Right above that in place number 5, it's a little bit of the same thing, but Narwa the All-Mother, I think, just took that and dialed it up in difficulty to the point where it's like comfortable, like a fun challenge. So Narwa gets a step up. Then number 4, we get Mizutsune, which is just a majestic, beautiful creature. This thing is what triggered me to hate the demo and sent me down this whole Monster Hunter path. But once you learn how to fight Mizutsune, it's so rewarding, especially with the switch axe, how you can headlock it and just keep wailing on it. And then also dance with it and grabbing the good bubbles and avoiding the bad bubbles. It's just a really fun, beautiful like monster. I really appreciate this monster. But not as much as number 3, which is Teostra. I love saying the name. I love fighting this thing. I love his theme song. I am a Leo. My birthday is in August, so I just identify like Teostra is my zodiac. I love this. I don't know. I love everything about him. I love his look. I love his music. And the fight is really fun. And I feel it is faster paced in this one, in Rise, which is a good thing for Teostra. Like the Teostra fight feels dialed very well. I carded a few times. I almost failed this quest, but it was a good balance of challenge and overcoming that challenge. Finally, number 2, Tetranodon, because also he dealt me my first cart, and I probably love this guy more because this is where I met my editor. Well, no, I didn't meet my editor on this, but the editor put together a supercut back in the day, and he added all these voices to Tetranodon, which have stuck in my head. And so every time he's like moving, I just hear like this big chunky voice of a Tetranodon where he's like da, 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 when he's doing that, or like just talking and stomping. So honestly, the reason I probably love Tetranodon so much is because of the editor. It's just he gave personality to this big chunky boy, and I love this chunky boy. I love wailing on him. I love his attacks. I love his design, how he looks, and I love hunting him. He's always a fun time, but not as fun as my number 1 monster, which is gonna come from space and just blow up everything. Crimson Glow Valstrax. What an awesome monster! Awesome concept. Awesome design. Awesome music. Can we just play the music right now? And I know, like, can we just let's bob to this? It's just so good, and it's so intense. His attacks are intense. They're big. He's fast. He does things like no other monsters. Like, where else do you fight a freaking jet engine monster that just takes off to space, and then you're just like, what is the shadow? And then you're dead. What a fun time. I was not expecting such a vastly superior monster to wait for me at the end of the game. But man, if you have not had the chance to fight Crimson Glow Valstrax, he is the best thing to come out of Monster Hunter Rise. And I've put away the Switch version, waiting for the PC version to come out so that I can redo everything on PC, including all the challenge quests I missed. I have to get back to Hunter Rank 100, so I'm ready for Sunbreak. And I am just looking forward to grinding back up quickly so I can get back to Valstrax and just fight him in glorious 60 frames per second. I gotta fight this monster. I honestly love Valstrax probably as much as I love Velkhana. They're within the same category. Nergigante is probably like below those two. But yes, I want more Valstrax, and I look forward to fighting him again. So those are my list of ranking all the monsters in Monster Hunter Rise. I'll have to do this again when Sunbreak comes out. Let me know which ones you absolutely disagree with, which ones you agree with, and also let me know if you've gotten your own Bokksu box and if you've tried it, and if you've liked your Bokksu box, because that is important to me. I want to make sure that, I am inviting you guys and showing you guys some good stuff. I personally legitimately like Bokksu. Now go watch my Hey Jay Eats video. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next vid, and until next time, keep it classy. Do 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 do. Subscribe.